Welcome back to Outside Today. Mentoring teens who live in the inner city by introducing them to the outdoors sounds like a simple plan, but Big City Mountaineers takes the concept to a higher level. Lisa Mattis is the executive director of Big City Mountaineers. So Lisa, you're not just taking these kids for a walk in the park.
That's right. We're instilling critical life skills in under-resourced kids, Dave.
And what kind of kids are we talking about here?
These are kids who've had hard lives. They probably don't have adults in their lives who care about their situation. Often it's a guardian-led household, and they need a little bit more support from the community to get ahead and to make good decisions in their lives. And the way that we do that is by taking them outside, so wilderness mentoring expeditions. We put kids with adult mentors into the wilderness on week-long expeditions, and they instill critical life skills.
So what type of skills specifically are we talking about, and how do those skills that they learn out there, in the woods, translate when they come back home now, in the inner city?
Great question, great question. When kids leave, they don't have a lot of the critical thinking skills and decision-making skills that are needed to make good choices in life. Along with that, we instill integrity and kind of teach about responsibility while they're out there. And it's kind of like Star Wars, actually, when you think about it. Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, great example, right? Luke has a specific skill set and is a specific guy whose life view is like this when Star Wars starts. He works very closely and intensely with Obi-Wan Kenobi for a very short amount of time, and there's a lot of learning that happens there. At the end of that relationship, Luke moves on and he goes to do different things and he meets other mentors. But that mentoring relationship is the foundation for his life and for his decisions in the future. Very much the same with Big City Mountaineers.
So they come back with a new set of skills and life lesson, right?
Correct. And they're more likely to stay in school and to see less violence and less drug use. We do this, the way that we find our kids is to go through youth agencies. So we work with people like Big Brothers Big Sisters and Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Inc. And we walk into those agencies and say, we'd like to help you strengthen your kids. So if they learned this much before, with Big City Mountaineers and our programs, in addition to what you do in the club, that they can learn this much. And we'd like to return them to you and to their communities with stronger skill sets. It's
amazing that just, being outside, being exposed to the outside world with the right guidance can actually make that kind of difference.
Yeah, and it's an amazing thing. We all know the power of the wilderness. Being outside is powerful, right? And that setting allows kids to get out of their comfort zone enough that they can learn new skills. And you also have to have that kind of peace and tranquility around you to be able to think about and reflect on the decisions you're making.
I mean, obviously your program's been very successful. I'm sure you see thousands of kids every day. Are there any that really stand out in your mind as being, indelibly changed?
Oh, great question, Dave. My favorite. And I might tear up a little. Her name was Laura. It was my first Big City Mountaineers expedition. And she was a stick of a kid, 90 pounds, soaking wet, right? And she shows up, and she throws on this little backpack that's 35 pounds, and she complained all the way up the trail. She's from Houston, Laura. So she gets up the trail, and she says, you know what, I think I might be pregnant. And we're looking around at each other, all the adult mentors. What do we do? I don't know, let's motor up the trail, see what happens. So we motor up a little bit longer, and she says, I think next year, I might need to get married to stay safe in my community. 14 years old. What do we do about that? I don't know. Let's motor up. Let's ask her some questions, see how it goes. Through the course of 6 or 7 days, each of us had conversations with Laura. And at a critical point in the expedition, when one of the instructors was really struggling, Laura walked up to the instructor, had not only her own 35-pound pack, grabbed the instructor's pack, 55 pounds, threw it on her back, and led the expedition out of the field. She said, you know what? I don't need to be married to be safe in my community. I can make my own decisions. And I'm not pregnant. I know what that was about now. That was about attention. And I think I know how to get it and what to do with it. Wow. That's the kind of change we create in lives for Big City Mountaineers kids.
That's incredible. I think I'm tearing up.
It's pretty powerful.
So how did you become involved in this?
I joined the board, actually. My passion is kids and helping kids get outdoors and to understand that power. And under-resourced kids feels like a really good fit. Nonprofit work is a calling. And the mission is pretty close to your heart. Sounds like you got a space for it, Julie.
I do. I'm due. You know, if any of us would like to join the program, how would we go about doing that?
Great. There are 3 ways that you can get involved. One, we need mentors to help our kids, right? To go out on the trail and to mentor our kids. Second, you can give a gift and sponsor a kid, and that's at bigcitymountaineers.org. And then the third is to climb. And Dave, you and I were talking about climbing, right?
I love climbing.
Yeah.
I think it's great that, you know, folks like Julie and I could get involved and become mentors, but you also work with some agencies that help you on your mission.
That's right. So we climb mountains to help raise funds for our kids, and that program is called Summit for Someone. Literally where you, Dave, would sign up to go up the Grand Teton and raise funds for our kids while challenging yourself to get up that mountain. And we raise $500,000 a year from that program.
Just by individuals climbing.
Yeah. And we love that that this kind of challenge for people who are climbing is similar to the challenge for kids, right? It's on a different scale, but it's very similar, that as you're going up Mount Rainier or any of the other iconic North American peaks, that you're challenging yourself, and it's very similar to the program that our kids are going through in their challenge with themselves.
I would think a lot of people are interested in summiting those peaks anyway, but why not do that for a cause?
Oh, I love it. I think it's a great program. So we'd love to have folks involved, and there are a lot of options this summer, so please join us.
Yeah,
okay,
great.
Good. I'm down. You down?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Lisa.
Thanks, Dave.
Outside Today continues in just a few minutes when Nick Heil joins us with some intriguing dining options.